Today in the Northwest, the force of falling water flowing through our rivers and streams creates enough hydropower to meet over half of our region's electricity needs. This clean and renewable energy source provides electricity to more than 10 million homes and businesses annually. Nationally, about 1/3 of all hydropower is produced here in the Northwest.
Hi, my name is Steve Mumm, and I'll be your guide as we explore the Northwest's special connection between water and electricity. Our journey will take us from clouds to rivers, through a dam, and into our communities. Together we'll discover just what it takes to keep the lights on in the Northwest. We've got a lot of water to cover, so let's get going. Our first stop, looking for water.
The water cycle brings us rain and snow throughout the seasons each year. Warmed by the sun, evaporation carries water from the ocean into the air, where it forms into clouds. As the clouds pass over the land, they pick up more moisture from plants and trees. The water then falls as rain or snow and is collected through thousands of miles of rivers, lakes, and streams on its journey back to the ocean. Melting snow in the spring also brings water to the rivers.
So the water cycle is the foundation for sustaining all forms of life. In the 20th century, human ingenuity found ways to improve our quality of life by capturing even more benefits from the water cycle. Let's see how.
Nowhere is the quality of our lives more connected with water and rivers than here in the Northwest. The Columbia Basin is a 300,000 square mile watershed of mountains, valleys, lakes, rivers, and streams. This complex ecosystem spans 2 countries and 7 states. The clean and renewable water flowing through it supports over 12 million people and all forms of plants, aquatic life, and wildlife.
By combining ingenuity with nature's gifts, our ancestors built modern-day dams. The results are amazing. In a typical year, more than 150 hydroelectric projects use water flows to produce more than half of the Northwest's electricity. Barges carrying more than $15 billion of cargo migrate through locks on the Columbia and Snake Rivers. Billions of dollars are saved and human lives are protected when water can be stored in reservoirs rather than flooding our communities. And millions of people enjoy recreational opportunities created by dams. Here's how it's done.
In the 19th century, we learned how to harness and use electricity to support our everyday needs. Think about it. Every motor, generator, telecommunications device, or appliance made possible by electricity comes from discoveries dating back less than 150 years. In the 1880s, we also found that one of the most efficient means of producing electricity was using the force of falling water. Water is funneled to turn a water wheel, called a turbine. Usually this happens by sending water through a large pipe, called a penstock. The spinning turbine turns a shaft that rotates magnets in a generator to produce electricity. We call this process of creating electricity hydropower. It's renewable because it uses the annual water cycle, and it's clean because generating hydropower produces no emissions that contribute to air pollution or global warming.
But nature doesn't always provide enough water, does it?
Predicting how much rain will fall is extremely difficult, but that's nothing new. That's why some hydro projects have reservoirs. Reservoirs store some of the water for future use when people need electricity most, like during winter for heating and lighting. Some dams also store water just for flood control or irrigation.
That means our ancestors not only had the ingenuity to create hydropower, they also found an excellent way to turn an unpredictable resource like the weather into a reliable source of water and energy. In fact, harnessing hydropower helped accelerate people and industries coming to the Northwest. Let's take a closer look.
For thousands of years, Native Americans fished and hunted throughout the greater Northwest. They wove a rich culture and means of survival around the rivers and the changing seasons. In the 19th century, many new and diverse communities also migrated to the Northwest to create a new way of life near the river. Miners, loggers, farmers, manufacturers, and whole communities gathered near the banks of rivers. In the 20th century, a great leap forward happened when a network of large and small dams were built to meet needs for electricity, river navigation, and flood control. Desert areas were turned into bountiful breadbaskets for the nation, and inexpensive hydropower drew new industries like aluminum processing and aerospace to the Northwest like a magnet.
But progress has many different faces. This influx of new cultures and technologies changed an ancient way of life for Native Americans in the Northwest. It also had a significant effect on parts of the environment. As communities develop, the Northwest environment has shown signs of strain. Timber, mining, shipping, fishing, hydropower generation, irrigation, recreation, livestock grazing, and water supply demands have all impacted our rivers and surrounding ecosystems in different ways. Awareness and concern about these impacts has grown, especially the plight of endangered salmon. But sorting out the causes and solutions is often complex, confusing, and controversial.
Salmon spend a portion of their lives in the river systems, first as juveniles heading out to the ocean, and then as adults returning to their spawning grounds. Their life cycle dates back 10,000 years. With dams, agricultural development, and urban development, their natural environment has changed dramatically. Many of those changes, like fewer places to spawn, migrating past dams, pollution, and fishing, are caused by human activities. Combined with natural threats like drought, predators, and climate changes, salmon are struggling. Solutions to the plight of salmon and other species are complex and often uncertain. But one thing is certain: salmon and all forms of species are valued and precious Northwest resources worth preserving.
Because we value our environment and the species it supports, a different kind of progress is now being made. Actions are being taken to rehabilitate our rivers and watersheds, improve fish passage, and protect wildlife. It's a team effort.
Since 1978, the Bonneville Power Administration has funded more than $1.6 billion on fish and wildlife projects to offset the effects of federal dams. Millions more are contributed annually by private and public utilities for their projects. Projects like protecting and improving habitat, reforesting areas, rehabilitating streams, enhancing hatcheries, protecting stream flows and water quality, installing more efficient turbines, and building bypass systems to improve fish passage.
All these efforts are quite a balancing act. Protecting our environment while continuing to improve our quality of life only gets more challenging as more and more people discover the Northwest. And this balancing act is made still more difficult by our commitment to protecting the customs and cultures of our region's Native American tribes. The work we're doing today will extend from our generation to the next. By working together, our stewardship will leave our children more opportunities to do amazing things. The Foundation for Water and Energy Education is dedicated to helping you consider hydropower's place as a clean, renewable energy resource for the Pacific Northwest. To learn more, visit their website at fwee.org. You'll discover a rich array of resources, materials, and activities for individuals, schools, visitor centers, and homes. Our rivers, streams, and ability to generate hydropower are precious resources worth knowing more about.